For ages, individuals have united into gangs for mutual protection against adversaries. Many early street gangs emerged out of sheer necessity, with the impoverished joining forces to pilfer from the affluent and meddle in politics. Over time, some of the world's most notorious gangs evolved and became more structured, eventually giving rise to organizations like the Mafia, which made its way into America during the 1920s. Today, menacing gangs have expanded globally, delving into illicit activities such as drug trafficking and illegal arms trade, raking in billions annually. Gaining membership isn't easy either. Rigorous initiation rites often involve committing grave crimes, sometimes even taking a life. While films and TV series like The Godfather, The Sopranos, and Narcos have portrayed these ruthless gangs in an almost revered light, they often gloss over the brutal violence that is a hallmark of these groups. The world's most treacherous gangs won't hesitate to take a life over a minor disagreement or a missed debt installment. These individuals are hardened criminals, deeply entrenched in gang culture. You'd certainly want to steer clear of them in dimly lit places. To ensure you steer clear of these dangerous territories, here's a list of the top 10 most dangerous gangs in the world. Number 10. Mera Salvatrucha, MS-13. Originating in Los Angeles during the 70s and 80s, Mera Salvatrucha, better known as MS-13, is a formidable criminal gang with a reputation for ruthlessness. Initially founded to shield Salvadorian immigrants from rival gangs, they soon pivoted to organized crime, cementing their feared status. Following the Salvadorian Civil War's conclusion in 1992, numerous gang members were deported to El Salvador, enabling MS-13 to fortify its presence in South America. Today, the gang's influence is widespread, though its stronghold remains predominantly in South America. A particularly grim aspect of MS-13 is the recruitment of young children, often coerced into joining the gang ranks. New recruits undergo a brutal initiation rite, where they're subjected to a 13-second beating, aptly named a beat-in. MS-13's violence has escalated dramatically, with a staggering 70% spike in gang-related crimes since 2015. Furthermore, their grip on El Salvador's leading political party ensures their control over the nation and its lucrative marijuana trade. Number 9. Sinaloa Cartel. The Sinaloa Cartel captured global headlines when its infamous leader, Joaquin Guzman Loera, better known as El Chapo, made a daring escape from prison. Initially captured in 1993 and deported to Mexico to complete his sentence, El Chapo broke free in 2001. He reclaimed leadership of the cartel, only to be apprehended in 2014. Undeterred, he staged another breakout, but was recaptured in 2015, and eventually extradited to the US to serve his prison term. Now, under the leadership of El Chapo's sons and Ismael Zambada Garcia, the cartel's influence continues to expand. Recognized globally as a dominant drug trafficking entity, it's estimated by Fortune that the cartel rakes in approximately $3 billion annually, commanding a staggering 60% of the drug trade between the US and Mexico. The Sinaloa cartel maintains its dominance with an iron fist, employing brutal tactics. They've been documented carrying out gruesome beheadings and displaying the disfigured remains of adversaries in public areas as a stern message to any challengers. Number 8. Bloods. In the heart of Los Angeles, two predominant African-American gangs stand out: the Bloods and the Crips. The formation of the Bloods, identifiable by their red attire, traces back to an incident in the late 60s. Sylvester Scott and Benson Owens, high school students at the time, were assaulted by Crips members. In response, they established their own gang as a protective measure against the Crips. However, they soon delved into a myriad of illicit activities. Tensions escalated in 1972 when a member from a rival gang was killed by the Crips. This event prompted smaller factions to unite, leading to the official inception of the Bloods. To compensate for their numerical disadvantage against the larger Crips, the Bloods adopted a more aggressive stance. The Blood structure is decentralized, with various factions governed by senior members based on their tenure within the gang. While their primary base remains on the West Coast, the Bloods' influence spans nationwide. Their involvement in the narcotics trade is extensive, and they're known for their unflinching propensity for violence. Number 7. Solsevska Bratva. Russia's most formidable gang, often considered a lucrative enterprise, reportedly rakes in an astonishing $8.5 billion annually, as per Fortune's estimations. The inception of the Solsevska Bratva can be traced back to the late 80s, under the leadership of Sergei Mikhailov. Their dominance became especially pronounced during the Soviet Union's collapse. Allegedly having connections with government officials, they seemingly operate under the protection of Russian authorities, which helps keep their dealings discreet. Involved in a spectrum of illegal ventures, ranging from drug trafficking, extortion, assassination to human trafficking. The Solsevska Bratva also possesses a portfolio of legal businesses, facilitating money laundering. Their influence spans globally, but the majority of their illicit activities are concentrated in Europe, including significant operations in the UK. Number 6. Latin Kings. When discussing the world's most perilous gangs, the Latin Kings are recognized as the largest Hispanic and Latino street gang globally. Its roots can be traced back to Chicago, Illinois in 1954, initiated by Puerto Ricans. Initially conceived as a protective measure for Puerto Ricans against hostilities, it soon metamorphosed into a formidable criminal network. While drug trafficking remains their primary revenue stream, they're no strangers to murder, extortion, kidnapping, and theft. Their operations are meticulously structured, with a distinct hierarchy and codified rules that every member is expected to uphold. Guided by their unique manifesto, their brutality is unmatched. Their ascent to power can be attributed, in part, to eliminating rival gangs. Any confrontation with the Latin Kings is sure to be met with ruthless aggression. Number 5. Sun Yee-on. Sun Yee-on stands out as the most expansive triad organization globally, boasting an impressive membership ranging from 30,000 to 60,000 individuals worldwide. Founded by Hung Chin in 1919, their initial ventures revolved around counterfeiting and gambling. However, it didn't take too long before they expanded into more sinister territories. From prostitution and human trafficking to drug trade and extortion, Sun Yee-on has a broad spectrum of illegal activities under its umbrella. While they are no strangers to gunfights, their signature form of retaliation involves meat cleavers, a weapon traditionally favored by the triads. Clashes within the group, as well as confrontations with rival factions, are routine. Their aggressive strategies often manifest in drive-by shootings and incendiary attacks. Number 4. La Cosa Nostra. The La Cosa Nostra, better known as the Sicilian Mafia, has held a prominent position in the world's criminal hierarchy for over 2 centuries. Originating from Sicily, Italy, Cosa Nostra, which essentially means our affair, has expanded its influence globally, especially in North America. The cinematic portrayal in The Godfather Part 2 sheds light on the influx of immigrants to the United States in the early 20th century. While the majority were in search of a better life, several among them were mafia members who laid their roots in major urban centers like New York and Chicago. Distinctly, the Cosa Nostra operates based on a code of honor. They believe unnecessary violence hampers business and employ it only as a last resort. However, when provoked, the retaliation is fierce and unyielding. Historically, their involvement in violent attacks is undeniable, with the 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre, orchestrated by Al Capone, being one of the most infamous episodes. Recent times have seen a series of mafia-related killings, underscoring the Cosa Nostra's enduring legacy of ruthlessness. Number 3. Crips. Founded by Raymond Washington and Stanley Tookie Williams, the Crips, symbolizing community revolution in progress, rank among America's most expansive gangs. Members are notoriously involved in a myriad of illicit activities, including murders, heists, targeted killings, and drug trafficking. The gang boasts a membership of approximately 30,000 to 35,000, with members typically donning blue as a testament to their allegiance. Predominantly consisting of young African-American males, the Crips maintain a formidable presence, especially in Los Angeles, marked by frequent violent episodes. It's estimated that over 800 Crip factions are dispersed throughout the U.S., each perpetuating the gang's notorious reputation for brutality. Number 2. Los Zetas. Notorious in the annals of criminal enterprises, stand as one of the most brutal gangs on the globe. Their proclivity for extreme violence is evident in their frequent acts of beheadings and ruthless torture, often not sparing even innocent passerby. Locked in intense rivalry with the Cosa Nostra for dominance over the lucrative U.S. drug market, Los Zetas' origins trace back to ex-members of the Mexican Army. Despite being relatively young, with just about 25 years of existence, their influence is deeply entrenched and far-reaching. It's why they believed that they have many political figures, local law enforcement, and even certain U.S. officials under their sway. While narcotics trafficking remains their primary source of revenue, Los Zetas also diversify into heinous activities like human trafficking, extortion schemes, kidnappings, and arms smuggling. Their ruthlessness is juxtaposed by their paradoxical behavior, committing heinous acts by day and practicing religious rituals by night. Number 1. Yamaguchi-Gumi. The Yamaguchi-Gumi stands as the most formidable Yakuza gang in Japan, boasting not just a rich legacy that spans over a century, but also significant wealth, making them a global powerhouse in the underworld. Despite having a relatively modest membership of around 8,500, Their influence permeates throughout various sectors. Their illicit undertakings encompass activities like extortion, drug and arms trade, bribery, gambling, and involvement in the adult entertainment industry. Interestingly, many are unaware of the gang's ventures into legitimate enterprises, such as real estate, stock trading, and digital adult content. They prefer operating discreetly, but their distinctive tattoos often betray their presence. With deep roots in Japan, the Yamaguchi-Gumi is rumored to have considerable political sway, working covertly behind the scenes.